Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me today for this myofascial relief for the shins and calves. We'll be using a roller, preferably a softer roller. This one I'm using is very squishy. It's really soft. And we'll be using a tennis ball and a block. And let's get started. So the shins can sometimes be quite hard to access. If you've ever had shin splints, you know that area can sometimes be quite tender. So let's come into table pose, tuck your toes, and then lift your hips up and back for a downward facing dog. Just notice how your legs feel here. Maybe pedal your feet. Just do a little assessment here. Notice those calves. Notice the front of your lower legs and the shins. Sometimes we don't even notice how our shins are feeling. So get your soft roller and make sure it is soft. I would not advise doing this on a high density roller, but listen to your body. Come to a squat and staying on the balls of your feet, holding your roller. Lower your knees down onto the roller. Make sure that feels comfortable. Make sure your knees feel okay here. And then we'll start to find some movement. Bring your hands in front of you onto your mat, and then slowly roll over the roller, lifting your toes up so you come to the tops of your feet, and then roll back. This should feel pretty good. So listen to your body. This is like getting a massage for your shins. So a couple times here, coming back onto the toes or balls of your feet, and then forward, back and forth. Keeping your hands wherever they make sense to you. And just do this for maybe 30 seconds or more, whatever feels good to you. Notice how that feels. If you have shin splints, you may not want to do very many at the beginning. So now, bring yourself to a seat. Notice how your shins feel. So now we're going to get into the calves. You'll need your tennis ball and a block. Place your block on the low setting, and the tennis ball will go right on top of the block under your calf. So position the block and the ball so that the thickest part of your calf is right over the ball. Relax your leg over the ball. Notice how that feels. You might point and flex the foot. Notice how that feels. And here comes Zoe. She's coming back onto her cushion. And then externally rotate the leg slightly. And again, point and flex the foot. Notice any changes in the calf. And then internal rotation. Point and flex. Notice how that feels. So now we're going to move the ball down a little bit. It's a slightly different area. Same thing. Point and flex the foot. Just relax your leg over the ball. If you want more, you can place the other foot or ankle over that leg. If that's too much, then just let that foot relax and leg relax on the mat. And then again, we'll externally rotate that leg, turning your toes out. And then again, point and flex. Notice how that feels in your calf. And then again, internal rotation. Point and flex. Notice sensation. And then one more time, adjust the ball slightly down or wherever it feels best to you, just a different location. Let your leg relax over the ball. Notice if it's more intense or less intense. And again, slowly point and flex your foot. Notice how that changes sensation. And then again, externally rotating that leg, point and flex. Notice any differences. And then again, internal rotation. Toes are turning in, point and flex. Notice how this feels. And then just relax your leg over the ball. You could find a little movement if you wanted, bending the knee, just letting the ball go up and down the calf a little bit if you would like. And then release. Notice how that leg feels. The difference between right and left. And then place the block and ball over under your left leg. Again, the ball is on the thickest part of your calf. Relax your leg over the ball. Notice how this feels. And then slowly begin to point and flex your foot. And notice how this action changes the sensation. You might notice a ropiness, maybe more tender spots. And then externally rotating that leg. And slowly point and flex. Zoe wants to come say hi. She needed some love ups. And again, point and flex the foot. And then internal rotation. When you're ready, internal rotation, point and flex. Notice how that feels. And then again, adjust the ball slightly down, different part of your calf. Relax the leg over the ball. Notice how that feels. You can breathe into that area. And again, if you want more, you can always cross that other ankle over that lower leg. I'm like, no, no thanks. And again, point and flex the foot. Internal rotation. Hopefully you've done the external rotation as well. Getting into the action, external and internal as well as up and down. So one more time, moving the ball down the calf. Find where a good spot is for you. Let your leg relax over the ball for a few moments. Noticing how that feels. And again, point and flex. And you can do this action with your foot pointing and flexing slower or faster, whatever makes sense to you. External rotation, point and flex. And then internal rotation again, point and flex. Notice which area seems tightest to you. And then relax. Again, you might just relax the leg over the ball, or maybe bending the knee like you did on the first side, getting a little movement over the ball on the calf there. And then release your leg off of the ball. Set your block aside, set your ball aside. Notice sensation. Let's come back to table. Tuck your toes and again lift your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Notice how your calves feel here. Notice your legs. Notice if your feet are closer to the mat. You might walk your hands back and come into a forward fold. Keep your spine nice and long. And then again, maybe walking your hands back into your down dog, whatever feels good to you. Just notice how those calves feel. Notice if it's a little easier to take your heels closer towards the earth. And then lower the knees when you're ready. Thank you so much for joining me today for this myofascial release for our shins and calves. Remember to drink your water, and I'll see you soon. Namaste.